Black Feather Intuitive. So excited to be having you joining us today. And Mr. Neo is making his presence known for our tarot, wine, and Phoenix wisdom. So for those of you who are brand new to me and this channel, welcome. So excited to have you. This is a wonderful sort of inspiration that came to me. What are the three things in the world that I love? Well, actually, there's four things because I love my animals more than I love anything else. But aside from that, what are the three things that I love the most and enjoy sort of talking about? I talk all the time about tarot and the psychic realm and the metaphysical, all things metaphysical. I absolutely love talking about the Phoenix and Phoenix transformation and the wisdom that we can glean from that beautiful mythical bird, the Phoenix. And then, of course, I love me my wine. And so this kind of came to me where I was like, maybe I need to do like a little fun workshop because, everything in the world I feel today kind of feels heavy, just feels so heavy. And I'm feeling like we need just a little more lightness. We need to be able to find ways to approach life, even though it's challenging, to still approach it with a sense of adventure. And so here is the wine, the tarot wine and Phoenix wisdom was born. So this is going to be a little bit of a different show than what I've done for you guys before, in that I've got a little script that I'm going to be reading from because there's so much delicious information that's coming through, and I don't want to miss a beat. But I also don't, you guys know I get nervous and brevity isn't my strong suit. So I don't want to ramble too much and kind of get you right to the heart of it. But before we get started with that, if you want to participate fully, and you don't have to be a winette to do this at all. There's going to be more information on tarot and the Phoenix than there is about wine. It's really just more for sort of interest's sake and giving you some food for thought. But if you do want to participate fully, maybe grab yourself a glass of Malbec or a glass of the Vettlinger or Wertlinger, the Grüner Wertlinger. These are the two wines that we're going to be sort of focusing on today. So without further ado, I'm just going to click over to my script and we'll get started. So this is a unique 5-part series. We're getting together today and you're learning one aspect of the Phoenix. We're going to learn about a particular tarot card today, and we're exploring different wine as we do it. So one today, one tomorrow, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. We're taking a break for Friday and Saturday, and then the final reveal is on Sunday evening, all at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are watching me on YouTube, please feel free to like, subscribe, and click the bell on my YouTube channel. Thanks to everyone who's joining us on Facebook as well. We would love your comments. So, yeah. Over the next 5 sessions, we're going to be learning all about the Phoenix and why it is truly such a powerful mascot for our humanity, especially in the chaos and disruption of the world right now. We're going to be exploring each of the Phoenix phases that we all go through constantly in one form or another, and how specific tarot cards can help support us through them. And I've got a ton of examples for you guys, so this will be fun. And we're going to have the most amazing fun pairing some wine with each of these cards that we are going to be exploring. And this is going to give you a completely fresh, unique perspective on the cards, and maybe even get to know your inner Phoenix a little bit better. So, what's the deal with the Phoenix? I get asked this question quite a bit from my clients because I talk a lot about the Phoenix. I do a lot of things with the Phoenix. My first membership, Ignite Your Wings, Tools for Transformation, is all about the Phoenix. And I am the Phoenix. I can't say it's my first tattoo, but my second tattoo is the Phoenix. So what's the deal with the Phoenix, this mythical bird that spontaneously combusts? Why is it so important to each and every single human? Because we are always, drumroll please, in a state of change, that life, death, and rebirth cycle. This is the cycle of the Phoenix, the cycle of life. It's the key to our self-awareness and ascension. And here is how I understand transformation. There are 5 phases of the phoenix. Today, phase 1, we're going to talk about, it's called the burning phase. So grab your glasses. We're going to get ready to do a tasting in a little minute. Here's some information about the phoenix burning phase. This is the phoenix with their feathers frayed and worn, feeling energetically fatigued and full of wisdom for their most recent lessons. They need to rest, reflect, and recharge to prepare for a fresh start. This is honoring the gifts learned, releasing what has been, and concluding this cycle through the death of what no longer serves in order to make room for what does. You're coming to the end of a chapter in your life. Things feel complete, a bit off, boring maybe, or not quite on track. You may experience a sensation of not knowing what's next or feeling a bit stuck. You may feel restless or anxious and experience the urge to change things up, but you may not know what to change things to. I call that my winter of discontent. Whenever I start to feel that, I know, okay, something's getting ready to burn up. Something's getting ready to shift in my life. Sometimes life presents unexpected endings in your path to encourage a review or to reveal a new opportunity you might otherwise miss or overlook. You are also shedding your identity. The version of me that has been me for a while is no longer in existence. And I'm not necessarily sure who I'm becoming, but I know that there is somewhat of a finality to an aspect of who I've been. Grief, loss, and anxiety can commonly be experienced during this phase. I always like to say, what we resist persists. So you want in this phase to let it flow. This can be you being in a space or a state. Let's say it's an old job or a job that is no longer serving you. You're tired of it. It's draining. You've learned everything you possibly can. The phoenix burning is that moment when poof, it completely spontaneously combusts and turns into a pile of ash. This can happen because we choose it, we initiate it, and it can also happen in spite of ourselves if we're beating a dead horse or trying to hang on to something too long. And all of a sudden, the phoenix goes up in flames and we're left going, whoa, what just happened? The old version of me is gone. And I'm not quite sure who I'm becoming, but I'm not that anymore. When we consider the phoenix burning with tarot, the card archetype that most embodies these characteristics is, drumroll please, the Death card. It's all about change and transformation. And I put in here about the Wizard's card, and then I didn't pull the Wizard's card tarot. I've got all these other examples, but not the Wizard's tarot. So the Wizard's tarot, the Death card, is 2 lovers going up in flames, which I think is really interesting. That particular dynamic. And I made a YouTube short this morning that talks about the Death card here. So this is our Death card. If you were watching my short and wondering which card was going to embody the characteristics of Malbec, it is the Death card. So we cannot become all that we've come to express and explore of ourselves if we stay the same, don't move from our original spot, and avoid growth and pain of any kind. Death is a very natural part of the life cycle. It allows us to have multiple experiences and it allows us to evolve. I'm just going to show you some different examples here. We've got one with the Grim Reaper here, but also the Phoenix. And I love the Phoenix card, of course, because we are talking about the Phoenix rising. So it's even being depicted here. And sometimes in our lives, we resist evolution and the universe comes around and says, you're getting too comfortable. And that's often when the Death card shows up in a reading. Someone or something is too comfortable. A lesson is about to be learned, an experience about to be offered. It's that part of life's mysteries that we say we hate, but secretly love. Otherwise, life would be pretty boring. Death comes as a gift and an ally, not an enemy. So if we're looking at the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith card here, we see that Death is on a white horse. and he's coming into town, and people are actually excited about greeting him. They're not afraid, they're not running around. And you also see sort of an older version of somebody, and then you see this little child, and the little child isn't afraid. He's bringing flowers. He's saying, we greet you, come into the mix. So death, if we can shift our perspective on it, that's what the phoenix wisdom is with death. Is it's an opportunity to see that there's something new that's coming. Death says, let me help you clear the path. Let me help you to get unstuck. Let me help you to not be overly comfortable, because we can enjoy comfort for a particular period of time, but then we really do need to move on, because we're here to learn, we're here to grow and to evolve. So grab your glass. The two varietals that embody the energy of the death card, that change and transformation energy, are a Malbec for the red wine lover and the Gruner Veltliner for the white wine drinkers. And I already mentioned that. Tonight, I'm actually drinking a Natura Malbec. For those of you who don't know me already, I tend to be more of a red wine drinker. You can always tell, because as soon as I start drinking this wine, you're going to see I get little vampire lips, vampire teeth. But it's just sort of a nature of the beast, I guess. So here are some questions that I'd like you to think about. You know, if you are imbibing with me, here are some things I'd like you to think about before we taste and as we are tasting the wine. So see what you experience through these questions, and then let me know in the comments what you're getting, or if you have any questions at all. So as you raise the glass to your nose and inhale, what qualities of change or shift do you detect? And note to self, be imaginative. This is not it's not a test. You're not going to be tested afterwards. It's an opportunity to sort of explore and expand your horizons. You know, if we know that death is here as a trusted friend, bringing us excitement, bringing us something new. The phoenix is coming through. Look at how bright this card is. This phoenix is excited. Yeah, he's going to spontaneously combust and turn into a pile of ash, but he also knows he's going to come out of that ash very differently. Here's another example that I'll show you here as well, as you're inhaling the qualities of change or shift. You know, death is an angel, and Archangel Azrael is often thought of as the angel of death. I call him the angel of grief, or the angel of loss. But there are lilies here. There are butterflies. There's the Ankh. So forever life, everlasting life. So there's a lot of hope in these death cards. And that's what we need to think about. So what qualities of shift or change do you detect? Are there notes of decay, or sense that trigger anxiety, or maybe a sense of peace? So for me, when I'm sort of sensing, smelling, sniffing in this Natura Malbec, is I actually am noticing notes of decay from the perspective of I'm noticing a little bit of earthiness, soil, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, you know, soil, the earth, fertilization, that kind of thing. And there's a little bit of a tartness to it as well. So this particular wine that I'm sensing right now, it does not actually give me a sense of peace right now. It actually gives me a sense of, there is something coming. I need to prepare. I wouldn't say that it puts me on edge, but it doesn't, you know, we'll see what it tastes like, but it doesn't smell smooth. I guess that's the best way to put that. So now I want you to swirl the wine in the glass and notice the viscosity, also known as the legs on the glass. So this is when you're looking at the wine and you're noticing, if you can see sort of I don't know if you can see it very well in the camera here, but you notice sort of the line of where that wine sort of clings to the sides of the glass. That's very telling. So these are the trails and patterns left behind on the glass from the wine. Good legs are characterized by staying power, how long the wine stays on the side of the glass, the length of the trail, and the color of the wine itself. Your wine legs will give you a clue into the intensity and overall effect of what is burning away. and the quality of grief potential during this phase. So, what can you learn from this? Examine your glass and take note of what you get intuitively around this phase for you. So, I'm seeing here that the legs are actually running, they're long. They're running pretty smoothly. There's not a lot of thickness to this wine. There's not a lot of viscosity to this wine. So as I'm sort of just intuitively tapping in and kind of scrying a little bit here, reading the wine and reading the legs of the wine, I'm feeling very much that this particular transformation, this phoenix burning transformation phase that I'm in, it's going to be quick. I'm quickly releasing things. Things are going to move quickly out of the way so that I can get to the heart of the matter. We can think the liquid is trying to get back to its solid base. So the sort of the transition or the transformation that I would see here intuitively is that this would be a smaller transition, but it is a transition that is designed to lay more solid foundation. In terms of grief, I am noticing that the legs, as they're coming down, they do resemble tears because they are falling very quickly. So tears falling quickly. And what are tears? Tears is grief, but tears is also release. So there will be a healthy release as we're sort of moving forward on this particular journey. So this is a really interesting wine for me to choose. Most of my wines are really thick, heavy bodied, that it takes a long time for those legs to come down. But this is why I love doing all of this stuff, because it is intuitive, and you can even read your wine glass and get psychic guidance from that wine glass. So I think that's just so cool. All right, now we're going to take a sip. What qualities of change do you detect? Where does the wine first hit your palate? Where do you taste it the most? Does the taste transform from the first to the second sip? And does the wine open up or open you up to new possibilities? So what qualities of change do I detect? Ooh, it's a nice bright burst, sort of at the front of my mouth, the front of my palate. It leaves a bit of brightness on the finish. I'm not at all tasting any of that earthiness that I could scent, that I could smell. So this definitely feels like something bright and new is coming. I'm getting excited about this change. I'm getting excited about the second sip. So from a transformative perspective, this is something that is probably going to open me up to new and better. And I keep hearing in my mind spring, feeling a little bit of spring with this. So let me try my second taste. Okay, and the second taste kind of hits me in the back of the mouth, a little bit in the back palate. And I'm almost tasting a little bit of chocolate. So, but it's a dark chocolate. So I feel like it's sort of the bittersweet flavor, the bittersweet taste. And the feeling I have here is that on that first spring, what I'm kind of feeling around this is the first spring is, okay, the universe is, or the phoenix is bringing us, I'm going to show you a different card here. It's bringing us the vision of what is to come. But on the second sip, I'm feeling that there still is some work to be done in order to get there. So we can see here we've got the Grim Reaper in the beautiful red cloak or the red cape, and instead of a skull in the face, what we're seeing is a beautiful new vista. And so there's still work to be done, but the rewards are going to be great. The rewards are going to be good. So does the wine open us up to new possibilities? This wine in particular, yes, the Malbec does. So if you're drinking a Malbec, here is why it is a great wine to embody the death card in particular. Let me just show you a couple of these examples again as we go through it. So Malbec embodies the themes of the phoenix phase burning, change, transformation. This red wine varietal is bold, full-bodied, and exhibits flavors of dark fruits, spices, and earth. As I was saying before, ashes to ashes and dust to dust. You can take a look at the color of this. You can't see through it. It's a really deep, rich color. So those dark fruits come from the earth. Dark fruits need to ripen. They need to grow and fully mature and ripen in order to get all of their fruits and their flavors and all of that deliciousness that goes on. The full body represents a fully lived chapter. Dark fruits are reflective of overripe fruit in its original form, needing to be repurposed into something better before it rots into the ground. So there's this idea of that death happening so that rebirth can occur. And if we think about, those deep fruits, that overripe fruit, we want to get it right at that time, because once it goes bad, it's not really going to be good for anything other than the fertilizer. So we don't want to overstay our welcome in a lot of the different chapters in our lives. Malbec represents the intensity of the phoenix phase, symbolizing the burning away of old patterns and beliefs. And it embodies the transformative power of change and the ability to rise from the ashes. So I like in this card, as I said, there's a sort of an angelic depiction here, the idea that we all can connect to our wings, that our wings, yes, they get burned up spontaneously into that pile of ash the way the rest of the body does, but then out of that comes a better formed bird, right? Or a better formed wings, better formed individual that keeps all of the wisdom and knowledge, but is now ready for something new. And all that you've worked for towards this, in this particular chapter is now going to become the phoenix and carry you into that next chapter. It's almost like it feeds into itself. It feeds into the other. Malbec also reflects the concept of endings, making way for new beginnings, reminding us that growth and transformation often require a letting go of what no longer serves us. Malbec, once known as a lowly grape that was only good for blending, is now known throughout the world and is one of the most popular red wine varietals in the United States and is enjoyed 100% rather than blended. So I like to say when I was reading this fun fact, I'm like, oh my God, we need to take a lesson from the Malbec. Know your worth. Trust in the process. Know your worth and trust in the process. If you want to be blended, what do we think about with blending? It reduces the potency. Whereas Malbec says, no, you're not going to reduce my potency. You're going to use all of me. And I'm going to just rebirth myself anew. Because every time I go through a phoenix phase, I am more and more in touch with who I am. Malbec also encourages the cleansing and clearing of old energies to make room for new growth and a higher level of consciousness. Now, if you're drinking the white wine, here are the death card characteristics. The Grüner Veltlinger represents the themes of change, clearing out what no longer serves, and growth into a new phase or level of consciousness. So this white wine varietal is crisp, refreshing, and exhibits flavors of citrus, green apple, and white pepper. Citrus is often used in cleansing products, cleaning products. Green apple represents the tartness or a bittersweet aspect of loss. I mentioned to you in my Malbec, I was tasting kind of like a dark chocolate feeling and that was bittersweet. So for you guys with the white wine, there's a bittersweet aspect because of the green apple. There's the sweet, but there's also the tart. And white pepper was known as snuff powder back in the days, causing sneezing to clear breathing passageways and enhance the aromatic experience while eating, bringing presence and poignancy to the moment. That's something really important about the death card and that phoenix burning phase is we feel it. We need to be present in it. There are a lot of times when we wish we could escape it, do something entirely different, bury our heads in the sand, stop it from happening. It's not the way to go. We need to be present and to acknowledge what is being burned away in our lives and to say, thank you. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for all that you've brought me. And I honor you by releasing you and getting excited about what new is coming into the mix. So, this wine also embodies the essence of change and transformation, reminding us of the impermanence of life and the need to adapt. So, I often say this, for those of you who watch me all the time, you know that I say that the only constant in life is change. But we've been sold some swampland down in Florida for a really long time that says, you do all of these things, you check off all of these boxes, and then there's the happiness in life, and it's going to stay that way, and everything's awesome. No, it's not. And that's not the purpose of it. That's the lie. That's the illusion. So this, the death card and the Phoenix burning phase helps us to really bring ourselves to the present moment, to be grateful for what is, and sometimes to be grateful for what isn't. It symbolizes the act of clearing out what no longer serves our highest good, creating space for new experiences and growth. And I'm actually, this is so funny. My guides are giving me a sort of a sensory palate experience as though I'm drinking the white wine right now. And I'm feeling that the crispness of the flavor of the wine is actually cleansing my palate. So it's almost like anything else that was there, maybe food flavors or tasting something in the air, it's all gone. It's all like a blank slate, a clean palate. So for those of you who are drinking that Veltlinger, you're probably noticing a little bit of that as well on your tongue, that there's a cleansing of the palate. It also reflects the process of evolving into a new phase or a level of consciousness, inviting us to embrace new perspectives and expand our awareness. So, what a cool way to see and use tarot as a transformative tool for our rough stuff, right? In my tarot community, Tarot Intuitively, Learn Tarot or Deepen Your Practice the Fun Way, we explore tarot in a super fun, relaxed atmosphere, very much like this. We have a really cool monthly Three of Cups soiree to talk all things tarot, pair some delicious wine, or as I like to say, a beverage of your choice, whatever floats your boat, with our card of the month. And we get to commune with one another while we're doing that. We get to meet our monthly house guest. And it's always a card house guest. We'll get to meet our monthly house guest. I do a really comprehensive video on the traditional meanings of the house guest as well as the intuitive interpretations. We explore the card using very integrative exercises to bring the archetype to life in a way that you personally can relate to, because it's all about building relationship with our cards. Along with our card archetype of the month, we also have a card house party, meet and greet. And every month we meet and greet 4 other complementary cards within the deck that speak directly to us through everyday themes and practical guidance. And again, you're going to learn each of those cards, their traditional and their intuitive meanings, and get a monthly reading to support your path. And this is really fun. There's also the Page of Swords Society. It is the best place to make friends as you work your tarot practice. Connect with other tarot enthusiasts and work your monthly exercises together to integrate their meanings, or go solo, whatever floats your boat. And as a bonus, you'll also get access to my Black Feather community, home of the Gathering of Phoenix's monthly event, where spiritually minded, like-hearted people connect and chat all things metaphysical. Free to all who join. We would love to have you there. So if you would like to be a founding member of the Tarot Intuitively membership, it launches October 1st. So it's going to launch on Sunday. I'm going to have Hakeem put the link in the chat for you guys. You can click on this to get on the wait list. Click on the link in the chat for the special offer, because there's a special offer to those who sign up on the wait list. The first 20 members receive a special bonus gift. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's event. What a blast exploring tarot, wine, and our friend, the Phoenix. Do any of you have any questions for me at all before we kind of tap into this at all? Any questions about the wine? Any questions about the death card? Would love to connect in that way. Oh, it looks like Hakeem is missing, and I'm having some technical issues. I'm not sure I can read all the all of your comments on my own. Let me see what I can do here. Oh, I don't want to do that. No, we're going to cancel that. All right, we're canceling that. Okay, so what is the wine for tomorrow so that we can get the right wine? Absolutely. So, you're going to join me again tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, here on YouTube or Facebook for the second episode. Grab a glass of Grenache or Garnacha or Viognier for tomorrow to fully submerge yourself in the experience. Janet, hi, pink hand waving. It says, hi, Stacey and Neo and everyone. Hello. Loving to see you guys. So thank you. So thankful that you guys are here. Janet and Ragu. Zen Jen, hello. Ragu, yes, death needs to be celebrated. I fully agree with that. Love the wine as the crystal ball. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what it kind of feels like too, doesn't it? It's almost like a crystal ball. I was going to grab a different glass. For those of you guys who have followed me for a while, maybe I've mentioned this, maybe I haven't, but it's perfect time to talk about this. It's very much about different fun shaped wine glasses for me. Like, I don't enjoy drinking wine out of stemless wine glasses. Ironically, this is one that I made. It's called Wine and Tarot. I did a little craft exercise, I don't know, like 2 months ago or whatever. And I drink water out of it. I don't drink wine out of it. But I love stemmed glasses, and I love like a thinner lip. I don't like a glass that has a really thick lip for some reason. I don't know why that is. But then I have like all of these wine glasses, from all over the place in different shapes. And I want to say, like, the bigger the wine glass, the better. And I've got one that basically holds like a glass or a bottle and a half in one glass. I was like, should I use that one today? And I'm like, no, let's not be ostentatious. This is death. So things are going away. We don't need to go big or go home right now quite yet. So anyway, I'm just kind of taking a look at your messages here. Oh, thanks, E. Glad you popped on. Hi, Shadia. So glad to see you here. Well, it looks like nobody else has any questions on what has come up. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me today for our tarot, wine, and Phoenix wisdom. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel or Facebook. Really looking forward to seeing you. And we're going to be learning about the second phase of the Phoenix and the corresponding card that goes with it. And we're going to have a little more wine fun and see what else comes up. I hope you guys have the most amazing evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.